Going back in time, November the 12th, 2001, and it was about 14 minutes before the US market opened. And something happened, something very drastic. And I heard this noise, and straight away I pressed the speed dial button on my phone, and within one ring, I got through to my broker, and I was long 16 and asked him for a price in the December contract. I was very calm, and he quoted me a price, and it was exactly the same price as it was a minute ago. So they hadn't noticed the market had gone into free fall. So I said, sell 32. And then I heard him say, you get 32, shouted back to the dealer behind him. And after that order went in, everything went crazy, and I could hear everyone shouting. By the time I got off the phone, it was down 8, and there's still no news. No one knew what was going on. So what had actually happened was Japan Airlines plane took off, followed by Flight 587, American Airlines, which was an Airbus A380, very big plane. And they flew into some turbulence, and the captain was trained, unbelievably, to press the rudder pedals very hard, alternating between left and right. And he did it with so much violence that he actually snapped the tail of the plane completely off. And the plane crashed in Queens, in a place called Rockaway, killing loads of people. It was all very sad. Not much you can say about it, but when I put the trade on, I was unaware of it. I just knew something bad had happened because the way it was crashing very quickly. So anyway, the point is that using this indicator won't save any lives, but it will alert you to when the market's exploding upwards very quickly or crashing very quickly. So to explain what I was doing, I mentioned the S&P futures went into free fall. I wasn't actually trading that. I was trading something else, which was kind of delayed to it by quite a few minutes. It would follow it generally quite well, but when it moved quickly, there was a good 30 seconds or a minute, sometimes as much as 2 minutes, before the lagging market would actually go in that direction. So it gave me a big edge. Going back in time again to January the 3rd, 2001, I remember being in a short trade, and I had some work to finish off. I was laying a self-leveling compound on my office floor. So I closed my short and I got on with doing the floor. And it wasn't more than 10, 15 minutes later, I wandered over to see what was happening. And I missed this huge move up because they cut the rates by 50 basis points. And it wasn't even a meeting. It was a complete surprise to everybody. And that's the reason why I made this product, because I didn't want it to happen again. That was like a huge move in a straight line, and it was very easy. If you'd have been sitting there looking, you could have caught it. My apologies, the shot with the swirly vortex pattern, that's actually wake turbulence, which is caused by a plane in front. I forgot to mention that earlier. You'd hear the noise for the low along here, and then when we get to here, that would stop and you'd start getting the high noise instead. And then it would be quiet. And then here, what is a new high? And it's very good. The human brain can sometimes become transfixed or paralyzed, hypnotized, or whatever you want to call it, when there's only one field of sense. So, like we've got the visual sense. If you've got the auditory sense as well, straight away you can hear the markets going up as well as seeing it, which is twice as powerful. And the eyes can play tricks. They really can. And I can prove this. Back in the 1980s, I think it was 1988, there was a flight, Iranian flight 655, and there was tensions between the US and Iran at the time. And a US Navy ship picked it up 45 kilometers away, and they had authority to engage any plane which came within 20 miles. And the first thing that went wrong, the gun jammed, so they had to turn the ship around quickly to put everyone into a state of panic and red alert. And if anything wasn't strapped down, it got knocked over, including the people standing up would fall over. And the plane was squawking 6760, which was the correct squawk. And the Iranian air traffic control actually checked with the pilots that they were squawking the correct number, and they were. But the Navy saw squawk mode 3, which could have easily been an Iranian F-14 fighter, and it got closer and closer and closer, and the captain didn't want to shoot it down, They kept saying, Captain, do you want to engage? She's getting closer. And someone kept calling that the altitude is declining, which is the behavior of a jet fighter when it's going in for an attack. The plane's altitude was continually rising the whole time. And there's a psychological thing called scenario fulfillment, where everyone on the ship was so scared and so full of adrenaline, they believed they saw the altitude descending in for attack. 11 miles away, they shot it down, and 290 passengers got killed. And this is a US Navy ship. It's not some casual thing. So this is how easy it is for things to get messed up. You've got 10 seconds to read this and then leave a comment to say what it says. You can read more about this product and how to get it for TradeStation, NinjaTrader and Multicharts. Thanks for watching.